See, all of us are the same. We were all raised in some kind of home with a mom and a dad, or just a mom, or just a dad, or with a step-parent, or in some kind of foster kind of situation, and you had stuff modeled for you. Good and bad, you had stuff modeled for you. There was a certain kind of conduct that was expected. There were certain kind of ways that people behaved. And as an adult, you bring those expectations and those conducts into every relationship you have. They become the pattern for the way that you relate. They become the habits that you carry out. We grow up with certain behaviors and certain expectations, and we begin to recreate this relational dynamic. Now, I don't mean that you go out and you behave exactly like them, the way you grew up, but the dynamic is so strong in the patterns that we develop that even if we make Jesus leader of our life, these traditions have a way of overpowering what we want God to do in our life. And I'll just say, if you grew up in a home where dad went to work and mom stayed at home, and then you went out and you got married, then you have some expectations of how that home life ought to be, but they aren't set by what the Word of God says. They're set by what you expect. Or you grew up in a home where mom was sort of passive, like I talked about before, but she was really super active on the backside of that, and she controlled everybody, but she let everybody think dad was in charge, and you didn't like that at the time, but you find yourself sort of falling into that pattern of behavior. I mean, all of us have something modeled for us. Stuff that happened to us, or stuff that we weren't intentional about, and if we aren't really super looking for a way to deal with this, that tradition begins to dictate the patterns of our life and what our adult life looks like. And you can come to church, you can sing songs, you can memorize the Bible verses, and you can try to get as close to God as you want to, but if you don't take a hard look at what these traditions are doing in your life, you will make null and void the command of God, and it will have a way of disconnecting you from the vine, and you won't mature into the loving person that He wants you to be.